one challenge after another, from the COVID pandemic to Putin's invasion of Ukraine to supply chain snarls and persistent inflation. And though America's economy has remained resilient in the face of these challenges, it is not invincible. We received a reminder of that just a few days ago, when financial regulators took swift action to prevent a catastrophe. Over the weekend, federal regulators seized a major bank that was teetering on the brink of collapse, First Republic, and sold it to JP Morgan Chase. These actions not only protected First Republic's depositors, they could have saved our economy from potential recession. Why do I say that? Well, First Republic was the third major bank to fail in 2 months. In fact, it was the second largest bank failure since 2008. So think about what could have happened had regulators failed to contain the damage of First Republic's collapse. Today, we will be reading headlines about panicky investors, panicky depositors, and turmoil throughout the financial system. Thankfully, we avoided that outcome. And it's because the government had the good sense to step in and maintain confidence in the banking system. Now federal regulators stepped in to protect our economy when the crisis at hand was a bank with $229 billion in assets. But that $229 billion bank asset pales in comparison to a much larger undertaking we're facing in Washington today, the future of America's $23 trillion economy. Right now, in the U.S. House of Representatives, Speaker McCarthy is threatening our economy with the first ever federal debt default, the first time ever in our history. And let's put Speaker McCarthy's dangerous gamble in context. Just days ago, some of the smartest financial minds in the world were convinced that a $229 billion bank could mean the difference between financial stability and financial calamity. Well, that's $229 billion is a tiny fraction of the $23 trillion economy that Speaker McCarthy is gambling with. We're only weeks away from the deadline of July 1st. That's when Secretary Yellen says America could default on our federal debt. So every day that the House Republicans refuse to perform the most basic responsibility of government, paying our bills, they are spreading uncertainty throughout the global economy. That uncertainty is dangerous and costly.
Greetings, friends. I have surprising news to share with you this afternoon. Officials have revealed that the Internal Revenue Service's recent changes are to blame for an earlier debt ceiling deadline. The Biden administration is scheduling meetings with top lawmakers. The Biden administration is scheduling meetings with top lawmakers from both parties to finally reach a deal. But friends, this deal could include many unexpected provisions, so please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, I will be announcing several winners for tomorrow's Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. According to officials, there is a surprising culprit behind the sooner than anticipated debt limit deadline, and that is better IRS service. It's not just smaller than expected tax refunds that are pushing up the looming deadline for raising the legal cap on borrowing. It is also that the IRS is processing people's tax returns much faster. The newfound efficiency has prompted forecasters to speed up their calculations of when the government will run out of money to service its debts. This time last year, the tax agency was sitting on a pile of more than 5 million tax returns awaiting attention. The backlog this year is less than half of that, thanks in part to the $80 billion that Democrats pushed through for the IRS. That means there is less uncertainty about how much money will come in. There isn't a huge lump of tax payments still waiting to be tailed, like there was last year, when many did not get deposited until May or later. According to the Congressional Budget Office, most of the tax payments that the Treasury is going to receive have now already been collected. The tax agency has said, as a result, we anticipate that the IRS will process relatively few additional payments in May. That, in combination with the less-than-expected receipts through April, means that the Treasury's extraordinary measures will be exhausted sooner than we had previously projected. The Congressional Budget Office and U.S. Treasury said on Monday that they expect lawmakers to have to act by early June. That has caught lawmakers off guard, with many expecting the deadline to land in late July. President Biden is slated to meet with congressional leaders in just a few days. House Republicans have passed an increase tied to a host of budget cuts, something that is a non-starter for Democrats. Lawmakers will likely have to pass a short-term extension to buy themselves more time to negotiate. The deadline for action turns heavily on tax revenues, which are volatile, and a big reason for the new X-date is capital gains receipts, which have plummeted in the wake of last year's downdraft on Wall Street. But the timing of how quickly that the IRS can turn around people's returns matters too. And this was the first tax season since Democrats pushed through a one-time cash infusion for the agency that was 6 times its annual budget. As part of an overhaul of the agency, the administration is emphasizing improved customer service, in part by hiring thousands of new workers. This year, through April 21st, the IRS says it has processed 98% of the 135 million returns it has received. That leaves 2.45 million awaiting action. The total number of returns the IRS has received so far this year is down by 1.3%, or about 1.8 million filings compared to last year. However, that could partly be because the department gave people in California and several other states that were hit by natural disasters until October to file. Today, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp announced that the first of a projected $1 billion of state income tax refunds have already been issued. The plan provides a refund of up to $250 to single filers, $375 to single adults who are head of a household with dependents, and up to $500 to married couples who file joint returns. It is the second year in a row that lawmakers have approved Governor Kemp's request to issue income tax refunds. It is a move made possible because Georgia ended its last budget year with $6.6 billion in surplus revenue in the bank. That's in addition to the state's rainy day fund, filled to its legal limit of $5.2 billion. Both the income tax rebate and a separate property tax giveback were key in his successful re-election campaign last year. It is important to note that individuals who don't owe state income taxes will not receive a refund. However, people claimed as dependents who worked last year, which are often students, can receive refunds if they file taxes separately. Well, my marvelous and magnificent friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Thursday. Thank you, dearest friends, for being here and for joining me here every single day. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners tomorrow for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Thursday.